Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. Welcome to the island Avalon, Castellation Sea. This is a big map, and there's a lot of water. Remember when I said if you wanted to move on water, maybe don't worry about it? This map, you might worry about it a little bit, but I'm going to be honest with you, it's not terrible. There's plenty of land to make the trip, so don't worry too much about that. But yeah, there's a lot of room here. Our neutral encounters include fire giants, imps, and octopi. You can see all that up in the top left. In the bottom right, there are 8 cities to find here, 2 temples, and 1 bit of treasure. That's it. For all of that, 1 little treasure. Since, if we're not using swimming or flying units, there's really only one path that you're... Dagnabbit. It's not a good way to start. My reputation is not as good as I want it to be. Yeah, that's the thing. So we can't see them because they're invisible. We're also going to start trying to be a little more careful with our liberating. Sending out more popular units, I guess. Since the majority of our units are plains units, they're all going to be taking the same path. So I like to send them out in kind of, sort of a line. Not everybody all at once. Send out a liberating unit and then send everybody else behind them, and then move that liberating unit on and send everybody else behind them. Hey, there's 1 down, only 7 more to go. Boy. Oh boy. You excited? I'm so excited. Be excited for me, would you? I'm not excited enough. Hey, that could be good. I mean, we don't need it, but... Excuse me. Eating mermaids makes you immortal. I don't know if that's true. Slowpoke tails. That's what'll do it. Alright. So, see, there's a city to the south. There's that big island to the northeast. That's where our boss is. We're just gonna take a second. Here they come. And now we will send out some other units. 5,000 to deploy Lori. Some Lori there. So, since there is so much water, the enemies here are going to send water units, flying units, that kind of thing. And since there's really nothing stopping them because of the pathing, they're just going to head straight for the base. The ones that can go there. If it's not a flying unit or a water unit, they've got to take the same path to us as we have to take to them. So this is really no unit of consequence. 3 physical attacks in the back row, 2 magic attacks and 1 physical... Excuse me, 3 in the front row, 2 magic attacks and 1 physical attack in the back row, and their physical attacks aren't very strong. Just ain't much to it, man. This is kind of a throwaway unit, I would say. I would never make a unit like this. Not with a wizard in the front row, anyway. I'd put both wizards in the back and have the hawkmen out front. But if the game built its units like you built your units, sometimes it might be a little tricky. This is a map that can take a long time. Just because there is so much space. Just gonna poke Garlic out front just a little bit to see if he can take some of the brunt of these fights, and it doesn't look like it. Looks like they course corrected there. I don't know how they didn't manage to finish up that unit, but okay. Mermaid and 2 octopi, we've seen this before. And that's why we like pumpkins. Pumpkin, I don't think can kill a unit. I don't think they can, I think they can get it to 1 health and will miss. They might be able to do 1 damage, but I don't think so. When the game does half, it usually rounds it down. Like, we did 80 damage, he's got 81 health left. So, it might just be, he misses. But boom, there we go. That's more damage than they'll do to us all battle. But really, we don't need that imp to be the leader, but, you know, it's a unit full of monsters, why not? He does give the unit a little bit of flying ability. The werewolf does make it... Oop. That was a bad edit. The werewolf does mean they get a... They default to mountain, which isn't great. Mountain's pretty bad. Alright, there's a big old conga line of evil right here. Oh no, it's a knight and a couple dragons. What are we gonna do? We got this one. Look, we got a shaman. Can heal 3 times. You might remember them from last time. Lanza's unit is not doing a lot of damage because Lanza's unit is horribly underleveled, because I've been trying to keep Lanza's unit underleveled, because if you don't, his levels really do kind of get away from you, and he ends up being just super beefy. And then his alignment and his charisma tank. Well, that's bad. Now you're gonna heal. Nope. I was sure it was gonna be the next turn. That's why I'm not sending lands out unattended. That's why we're sending, you know, Lori as backup and our samurai unit also as backup. Just to make sure he stays alive. Doesn't get wiped out. And we'll lose. We'll lose a couple fights. That's okay. We ain't gonna give up, though, is the thing. So. Now, Lance is gonna move slow while his Hawkman is deceased, because that was where we were getting all of our movement from. And even though there's still 4 living units who are all good on the plains, it ain't gonna work that way. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. That's a little better. What you got, Garlic? This is... Oh, an Eagle Man and 2 octopi. Oh no! No, that's it. The Eagle Man's done. He can't attack anymore. When the enemies encounter undead, unless it's specifically a white magic type unit, you know, angels, clerics, whatever, they do seem to target the undead pretty heavy, which, yeah, the enemy doesn't get to equip items, so there's no way an enemy's gonna have like a rune axe that's gonna kill your skeleton. And so it really, it's kind of unfair. I think it's kind of unfair, but they balance that out really well by just making him a one-hit kill if it's white magic. And if you got a healing item or unit like a cleric or a shaman, they'll just kill the entire group if that's possible. So. Man. Skeletons can get a promotion. Imps can get a promotion. Ghosts can get a promotion. I'm gonna send you over there. Just, you know, we'll make you a little busy, and maybe you run into something while I'm sending you out and about. Running errands, pretty much. It's a red dragon. Red dragons move best on mountains. I don't know why they're sending them out here, because there's barely any mountains on the whole map. In the back row, I believe they get fire, just like the green dragon counterparts. and with that wild man in the back row, it's a weird combination of really powerful units, two really powerful units that are not getting utilized at all. Fire's good. Fire will hurt. But the wild man is kind of useless in the back row. And it seems like a unit that's just relying mostly on let's just do a lot of damage and not worry about avoiding any damage, I think. Missing both of those fires was great. Got us a win. We do have some red dragons. We recruited Leon, whatever, way back when we fought Debonair. He gave us those termites. Haven't used him yet, but we will be. This is when we're gonna start seeing a variance of a mage and two giants. I like giants more than dragons in the Hellhound units. I think they're more versatile. They don't restrict their movement to, you know, mountains or whatever. Giants or plains units. They're just a big. They're the knights of the monster class, I think would be fair to say. If not them, the dragons, I guess, could be. They got a lot of health, they do a lot of damage. They're not tanky like golems are. They don't have breath attacks like dragons and the hellhounds do. They don't have good agility like the flying units do. 3 attacks in the front row. That's a good unit. I'm bummed we didn't get to do any damage to that mage. Also, we're getting to the point where I'm going to be constantly checking to see if we can promote anybody, because we're getting to about that point where promotions will start coming in. And we lost again. It's alright. We're just going to keep plugging away. He'll get there eventually. Found a heal. It's always nice. Finding free stuff. Wish it was better stuff. Find like another crown. That'd be cool. But no. I'm very interested in this heal. Very interested. Garlic isn't a unit whose alignment and everything we care about. That's why I'm not too concerned about him. This is a promoted octopus. This is a Kraken. They have same octopus attacks in the front row and the back row, unless they're on water. And what I mean is, you see the tile that we're fighting on is kind of like a cobblestone kind of thing. If we were in water, then that Kraken gets an attack called Maelstrom, which is a party targeting water attack, and I think he gets to do it twice. And it's kind of devastating, but since that rarely ever comes into play, at least with the way I play the game, it's not something we gotta worry too much about. He may as well just be an octopus back there for all the good he's doing. I feel like the octopus is kind of a throwaway unit. They're not very strong. Their movement is on water, which, I mean, very rarely is that going to be something you got to worry about. I had to edit a big chunk out of that because I think I had a phone call. I could hear the edit. Anyway, still nothing there. Let's see what Takat's got to deal with. This is another weird. You got the healer and the leader of the party totally exposed. Oh, we promoted our 2 hawkmen to eaglemen, and our fairy in this unit has been promoted. That is a pixie or a sylph, one of the 2, I believe. Still just gets kissed, but now gets to do it twice, or once if she dies. Doesn't seem very useful, but if you take a fairy to the far end of their promotion tree you get something pretty darn good. Problem with this unit is they have no healing. Which in the front row is not a big deal, but that ferry, they don't live too long. Still nothing. There are 2 more promotable units in Takat's group here. Takat himself and that doll mage can both be promoted. And then we'll send out another unit because we're going to take one of these 2 and move them somewhere else. I feel like this is a weird stage. We'll kind of get into that a little later. We liberated Balroha. Good job, us. I would love to pull a card. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would love to keep this card. Thank you. So the Mer people want a country of their own. I think that's fine. Why not? Big ol' let it, because nothing happened. Just moving and fighting. That's how it goes sometimes, you know.
Liberation.
Good card. Remember too, we pulled that world card, so everybody's intelligence went up by 1, etc., etc. We don't need a Mer people war, so we'll see what we can do to just put a stop to that. Destin, Garlic, what are you doing? Yep, yep. I think our reputation took a little hit when we liberated that town, so we need to not let Takat do any more liberating. Another world card, sure. We've got at least 1 in already. Yeah, some people not too keen on mermaids. I did a terrible job with some of this edit, I'm sorry. So old. By a couple revives. Some of our weaker units are still getting the trash kind of kicked out. I don't know if we've seen Boots yet. Boots will instantly teleport any deployed unit to any liberated city. Not a temple, just a city. But that does include the home base. So if someone gets knocked around and you need them to go back, you know, you can do that. And I think we've run into every enemy unit that will appear on this map, so now it's just going to come down to finding the rest of these cities, these temples, and the treasure.
Liberation. Thank you.
We're doing okay with some of these card draws now. And there we go. It was just a big old bulk fight right there.
Find out.
So the mermaids and the people who live up here, things have been kind of tense.
Thank you.
And The people don't think they should have to be ruled by mermaids. The mermaids think that they've, had a hard enough time. They need their own place to live. I think it's fine. I mean, if it were up to me, I'd say go for it. Y'all do what you're gonna do. Let's all just get along, all right? We don't need no fighting. They're gonna send lands out to do some more treasure hunting, finding some of these hidden towns, etc., etc. I'll bet there's something right there, because it just looks like it. There's a road going there. And, yeah. So, there may be another big ol' edit coming up. I don't know. It's a mystery to even me.
Find out.
We found Tonga Leb, guys. Isn't that great?
Liberation.
We liberated Tonga Leb, guys. Isn't that great? Love to pull a card. You know what? That's all right. That is neither help nor hindrance. No, I haven't. 3 Knights Saving Humanity. Okay, so we need Brunhild to find the High Knights, whoever they are.
Write it out.
Find out.
There's one of our 2 hidden temples. I wonder if it has a legend.
Liberation.
Let's find out.
Thank you.
The cards are being nice this round. I mean, very nice. Yeah, someone already told us that. So I'm sending lands over this way just because any enemies that are left are not going to go all the way over here. But I don't think there's any left. Oop.
Write it out.
This is not a good group to be attacked by a neutral character. His charisma is not high enough to get anything done, so. I hate to have to kill you, Octopus, but you're gonna have to die. I want to know what the skeletons were before they became skeletons, because their position kind of mimics a fighter, but their equipment doesn't match. And the way they attack doesn't match. We found a trade city.
Find out.
I'm not going to let him liberate that, am I? No. Okay, good. Send you up there. We will send you down here. Why I just didn't do that to begin with? Your guess is as good as mine.
Find out.
Yeah. Takat shouldn't be liberating anymore. It does hurt our reputation a bit. I wonder if I noticed that when I was recording this, and will... double trouble. I wonder if I will take steps to remedy that in the next episode. No one can say. It's true. I think it would be nice to have a place where the mermaids and the people could live together in harmony. But there's people on both sides of that argument that wouldn't go for it, so I don't know what to do. You can't force it. You just gotta hope the people that are okay with it,
Find out.
would eventually outnumber the people that aren't.
Liberation.
There's our other temple.
Thank you.
Take that for sure. Weird, someone was just telling us about that. To get that, you need a high enough reputation bar. I believe the hero star that we got back in like the second stage is also required for that.
Liberation.
Yeah, and now just, oh, that doesn't help. And now just for the rest of the video, we're gonna hit up these other couple cities because there's still a couple left and we haven't found that buried treasure yet, so no. I'd like to talk to this mango person. Guess we'll see. It does seem like there should be more treasure than just the one, doesn't there? Well, it may seem that way, but there's only one. I promise. And I even think I remember where it is without having to watch us find it in this video. Look, it's right there. You couldn't see where I was talking about, but we'll find out if I was right. Garlic is almost there. Oh, maybe I was wrong.
Find it out.
What you got, Canopus? Another octopus. We'll go ahead and make friends with that one. We'll never use him, but at least I didn't have to kill him. Okay. That push the button prompt is really... It knows. Come on, anytime. Just push the button. Push the button.
Find out.
Come on, push the button. Why don't you push the button? Let's see what happens if lands liberates it down.
Liberation.
No, nothing. Not enough of a change to be noticeable on the bar. If that bar incrementally goes from 0 to 100, you might only see every 4 or 5 point shift. Why would I do that? That was a terrible idea. Should have got rid of something else. Mango knows about the ogre battle. That's good to know. Ding ding. Yeah. Guess we're not gonna get the treasure.
Find out.
Maybe we'll come back for the treasure. I don't know. Canopus, you hurt our reputation too. There's more to it than just having a good alignment. It gets really kind of in the weeds with, you gotta check the city and see what the stats of the city are, and you try and send a unit with similar stats to the city. And just, I'm gonna be honest, I don't pay much attention to that. Normally, it works out much better than it has this go around. I feel like I've been getting a lot of really bad cards. I don't blame them at all. We've got a lot of, devil cards to drop our reputation, so. There's an imp. He does not want to be our friend. Well, I don't want to risk taking any extra damage, so we're going to run away. So we're going to go fight us a boss. A mermaid boss, really? You see the fire giant up there in the top left is a volcano. See that mountain there that's got a hole in the top of it? Those are the volcanoes. And you gotta be like right on top of it. I wouldn't worry about it. Alright, boss time. What makes this fight a little different than some of the fights we've run into previously? That is such a rough group to have to deal with. That's why we've got a unit that has 3 magic casters. The last several battles, we've had to recruit somebody to go and fight a boss, and we don't have to do that here. It's just go fight the boss. There's that party targeting ice attack I told you about. Mermaids can end up getting very high intelligence, which makes magic not super useful against them. But I think we can manage this. I hope. We're close. I wish there was a better way to go about that fight. That one always makes me feel bad. I've got a couple minutes left in the video. We are going to come back and talk to Mango. And there might be a little bit of character management. I do a lot of that off screen because it can take a long time. You guys aren't missing anything. You've seen me open this window and go to the change class thing like this, and just if anybody's got an up arrow. Oh, that guy's got an up arrow. The demon we just recruited. We'll look at that later. For now, we're going to go back, talk to Mango. And that's where I am going to bow out, because you don't need me for this. So, thank you guys. I will see you next time.